Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're watching from. This is Jacqueline Kinoti, a transformational life coach. So today I want to talk about emotional neglect. I want to address about her experiences on how they can impact a person, and one of the things that affect an individual or an adult or a child, even in their adulthood, is being exposed or being emotionally neglected. And so you may ask yourself, what is this emotional neglect? When we are talking about emotional neglect, is that failure of the parent or the caregiver to respond or to act upon the feelings of the child. It is where the parent or the caregiver fails to listen to hear or even believe a child. For example, when a child comes to you and tell you, maybe, Mom, something has happened to me, and you tell them you are a joker, you just come up with things. That act of not believing the child is what, or acting upon what the needs of the child is what I'm calling emotional neglect. It can be failure even to nurture the child, failure to care for, even to love the child. There are those parents that they are not responsible, they don't care about the needs of the child, and that what the child needs for the child to grow for proper development. Then the caregiver or the parent has to provide loving, nurturing, nourishing, and caring experiences to the child. And so there are those people that makes the children they want the child to make them feel good, or they expecting, when a parent is expecting the child to provide emotional nurturing to them or to make them feel good, is also one way that that comes about as emotional neglect. So for a child, for proper growth of a child, then this the parent has to be responsive, has to be able to listen, has to be able to even to believe the child, and even to set the structure that maybe to show the child on how to follow through, or if the parent even allows maybe the child to do things that are not good for their emotional intellectual development, that then comes as a result, comes as an emotional neglect. I believe as a parent, we can able to address our issues that we have that makes us not be there for the child, being able to provide that environment that is required for the proper growth of the child. Even though you haven't, your parent didn't provide you, they didn't do it at the level of their awareness. But now we need to ask yourself, we need to be mindful, even to stop for a moment in this life and ask ourselves, why don't I love my child? Why don't I believe even what they are saying? Why don't I love them the way the child needs to be loved? Because I believe the children are innocent. I believe it is the responsibility of the parent to provide this kind of environment if the proper growth development has to take place. We need to ask ourselves, why do we do this kind of things? Why do I keep maybe neglecting my child? Why do I keep torturing them? Why do I keep showing them that they are not valued? Because sometimes most people do things that were done to them on their children, and you realize you are passing on, you are continuing with these unhealthy generation patterns. But people can address that, people can be able to address that, and they can able to overcome. So if you're not yet a parent, I usually tell people, just work on self first. If you're already a parent and you see these things that are happening, they're affecting your child. Imagine if those things were done to you and they have affected you, you feel that they are affecting you. Why then should you continue doing them to your child? Why are you continuing torturing them? They're just innocent children. So we need to be to be conscious. We need to address the issues that are making us do this kind of artful things, these that are going to wound the child, that are going to affect them even later in life. So apart from that, I also run coaching programs that help people address their unresolved traumas, money wounds, relationship issues. I usually tell people before you commit in a relationship, you need to discover yourself first. You need to know who you are. You need to get that self-awareness. Who are you? What do you want to do with this life? What kind of things do you want to have, so that when you enter into a relationship, even you're able to attract a person who is at the level of your awareness, because you attract at the point, if you are wounded, you attract a wounded person that will continue wounding you. But if you gain awareness, you attract a person at the level of your emotional awareness. So I help people handle those kind of issues. Even if you have marital problem, I also have coaching programs on marital issues. Maybe there is nothing that is working. Your marriage used to do well, but nowadays is not doing well. So I also help people. I coach them to address those kind of issues. So don't act in silence. Seek help and work on becoming the best version of you. Work on becoming your authentic self, your true self. Work on becoming a conscious parent that is able to respond to the needs or the emotional needs of the child. And I believe when we have done that, we shall be able to raise a healthy generation or a sane society. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.